Hi guys. So I'm back. It's been quite a day and a night. I cut my hair by myself. Is it even? I don't know. Okay. It's this part that I can't get rid of. But hopefully, I don't know if it'll all fall out one day. I guess as I get older, you know. You get old and you fall apart. Enjoy being young. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2. Take care of yourself. See, I gained weight, but you know how people sometimes they see and they judge you and they think you're eating all day long? That's not me. What happened to me, I was not running. I've never really been able to run. But I would walk with my husband and my kids, exercise a lot. Well, with 3 kids, you know, you have to be on the go all the time. Now that my kids have their own kids, I guess they can see, you know, how much we were going and coming and going and activities and all that. So I was able to maybe kind of trot, ride a bicycle. There was a trail where we live and they keep expanding it, but it goes from one town to the other. And we used to, at least during the weekends, go on the trail with our kids, ride our bikes. And it was about, I believe at the beginning it was like 10 miles one way. So then to come back to the car, we had to go another 10 miles. And I was in shape. Then I started getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And I started having problems. And you know why? Everything that happened to me and has happened, and the reason I want to tell you this is because what I have to read is not that long. And number 2, wear your seatbelt. I don't care where you are, if you're uncomfortable, if you have to sit in a booster seat in the car. Please, 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 take it from me. Wear your seatbelt. It doesn't matter if you're just going around the corner. When I was living in Puerto Rico, this time it was in 1985. It has rained. So, my husband owned a business. I wanted to go with him. He invited me to buy something for the business. And I was going to take our daughter, who was 4 months old at the time. We already had the 3 kids. And I'm going to make a long story very short. But at the last minute, my mother-in-law said, "Oh, I'll keep the baby." So she was 4 months old, like I said. So I had a cesarean. If you don't know what that is, it's like you can't have the baby naturally. They have to make an incision, take the baby out. So, and maybe you have your mom that's gone through that. So that's what happened. And we were on our way to buy some stuff. And we were hit from behind. This road was very narrow. There was only one way to go and one way, you know, in each direction. It was very narrow. Hardly a car could go by, let alone, you know, 2 cars. And there was a huge tree. I think it must have been over 300 years old. This tree was humongous. The kid was 17. That's another thing. Don't be in a hurry to get your license. Practice, 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 okay? Because he was coming 55 miles an hour and he hit. When he saw the tree, it was either the tree or us. And we had just purchased our first brand new car. It was small, but it was something we could afford at the time. and he hit us. And we were stopped because two cars ahead of us, they had stopped. And I hit back and forth, back and forth. So I had a whiplash. That's what they call a whiplash. So I hurt my neck, and I couldn't feel my legs. It was big mess, okay? Well, I didn't get the proper treatment that I was supposed to get. And through the years, I would say the past 15 years, I have been getting worse and worse. And so that's where the arthritis come from, the fibromyalgia, and then my thyroid, it's slow. So I started gaining weight and nobody knew why. All this stuff is wrong with me because of an accident. And it's been 33 years of dealing with my body, my health, and declining and declining. So the fact that I tell you stories gives me so much pleasure because it gives me something to do. I feel like I'm doing something good, even though I get stuck in the words sometimes because I live with daily headaches every single day, okay? So sometimes the headache gets really, really bad when it's humid and raining. And that's why sometimes I kind of get stuck and I can see the word, but when it comes out wrong. Also, I take Lyrica, and then the Lyrica affects your mind because it's supposed to be, and that's for mom and dad to, conversation for mom and dad. But it makes you kind of forget some things because it's supposed to be for people that have epilepsy. And what happens is they're supposed to be this medicine so that your nerves can calm down, because what happens is your nerves are so active that sometimes I can't sleep. And then, like, this past couple of days I didn't sleep at all, a lot, and so I slept a lot this morning, and hopefully I'm a little bit more refreshed and I can finish this book. I still have the headache because the headache never goes away. It gets a little better, never goes away. And if you don't want to, your kids to listen to this, I'll leave a note so that you can skip to maybe 8 minutes or so. And then we'll start with the story. Okay, so let me start. We left off at Horrible Harry and the Thanksgiving play. So, oh my goodness. Look at this picture. What is that? Poor thing. He's laying on the side with the rope around his waist. Did you see that? Okay, that's dangerous. Don't do that. Miss Mako said that room 2B was putting on a Thanksgiving play for the parents. Some of you will be pilgrims. Some of you will be Indians. Oh, okay, but be careful. Don't do that if you're by yourself. If you're gonna play with ropes, don't tie each other because that could be dangerous, okay? I just want to give you that warning. And one of you will be Squanto. I want to be Squanto, I said. I want to show the pilgrims how to plant corn with dead fish bodies. Okay. Miss Mako looked out the window. When she looked back, she said, "Okay, Doug, you can be Squanto." "I want to be the dead fish body," Harry said. Miss Mako stared at Harry. "You want to be a dead fish in our Thanksgiving play?" Everyone in the class looked at Harry. Oh my goodness. Harry beamed. It is an important role. If it wasn't for the dead fish, the pilgrims wouldn't have been able to fertilize the corn. And if the corn wasn't fertilized, the corn wouldn't have grown. And the pilgrims would have starved. And you wouldn't want to have a play about them. So I want to be the dead fish. He's got a point. That's a horrible part to play. A dead fish, Miss Muckle said, making a face. Harry flashed his white teeth. I don't mind. Of course Harry wouldn't mind. Harry loves to do horrible things. At the first practice, Song Lee got sick. All she had to say was, life is hard. She was a pilgrim. But she just mumbled. You have to speak up, Miss Muckle said. Song Lee looked like she was going to cry. Oh no. Do you not feel well? Miss Muckle asked. Song Lee shook her head. 10 minutes later, Song Lee went home. Oh. Everyone knew why. Song Lee wasn't really sick. She was just too scared to say anything in front of anybody. Okay, places, everybody, Miss Muckle called. Pilgrims, you're in the field sowing. Squanto, you come in and say your line about helping them plant corn. Pilgrims, you talk among yourselves about how hard life is. Everyone did what Miss Muckle said except Harry. You wiggle forward when Squanto pulls on the rope, Miss Muckle said. I don't feel like wiggling right now, Harry said. But you have to wiggle a little so that Squanto can pull you in, Miss Muckle replied. You're too heavy. I'll wiggle a little, Harry grumbled. I could tell Harry wasn't his old self. He didn't feel like being a dead fish. After school, Harry came to my house. He called Song Lee on the phone. And then he talked with her mother. I wonder if Harry's bad mood had something to do with Song Lee going home. The next day at practice, Song Lee showed up. She whispered something in Miss Muckle's ear. Miss Muckle leaned against the chalkboard. She looked shocked. Finally, she smiled. Okay, places, everybody, she called. Pilgrims, you're in the field sowing. Squanto, you come in with your 2 fish. 2, I said. 2, the class said. Miss Muckle cleared her throat. Song Lee would like to be a dead fish also. The class looked down at Song Lee and Harry. Oh, they're so cute. I looked down. They were lying on the floor, dead, saying nothing. And Song Lee's mother made fishtails and fish fins for them. Isn't that wonderful? I could tell Harry thought it was wonderful. He was playing a dead fish that smiled. Places, everyone, Miss Muckle called again. Everyone did what Miss Muckle said. I said my line real well. And when I got to the part about fertilizing the corn with dead fish, I had a rope around Harry's waist and Song Lee's waist to slide them in. They both wiggled forward, so it was easy. Sometimes Harry's horrible ideas helped the class. Look at the 2 dead fish. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. He was doing something productive now. Wasn't being so bad. Horrible Harry and the field trip. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Remember yesterday when I was doing the story? Or this morning? Was it yesterday or this morning? Anyway, I figure that this has a lot of little short stories about Horrible Harry. So it's not like one continuous theme. It's just, well, I guess the theme is all the horrible things Harry does. So this one is about a field trip. And there's the school bus. Okay. Harry and I made a promise. We said, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye, that we were going to be partners for our field trip 3 weeks ago. The morning of the field trip, Just when the bus pulled up in front of South School, Harry said, "Doug, I can't be your partner." "Why?" I asked. "Song Lee doesn't have a partner. Her partner is home with the flu." "Great," I said. "So now I get to be the one with no partner." "You can tough it out," Harry said. Then he flashed his ugly white teeth and sat down next to Song Lee on the bus. I think he's kind of fond of Song Lee. What do you think? Harry really is horrible. I sat in front of him next to Miss Mackle. "Do you want the window seat?" she asked. I shook my head. I wanted to sit on the aisle across from Sydney. Sydney leaned over and said, "Forget Harry. He's a canary." Harry looked over and held up a fist. I made a face. "Harry is a canary. Tweet, tweet, tweet." That could be like an insult too. Couldn't it be? Like, I don't know. You let me know. Now Harry had both fists in the air. That's when I sat back and talked with Miss Mackle. "What do you have in your lunch?" I asked her. "Cream cheese on date nut bread, celery and dry apricots." Delicious. I'm saying that. Yeah, I don't mean it. Sound like something my teacher would eat. "What do you have in your lunch, Doug?" "Jelly sandwich, apple, and 6 giant chocolate chip cookies." Oh. I said the last part real loud. Harry leaned over the bus seat and drooled. "Mom packed me extra for my partner," I said. Harry licked his lips. "Do you like chocolate chip cookies?" I asked Miss Mackle. "I love them," she said. "I do too," Harry said. "Sit down, Harry," Miss Mackle scolded. Ooh, he got in trouble. Look at the picture. Oh, boy. Harry made a face. I noticed Song Lee was talking to Mary and Ida across the aisle. Harry just kept staring out the window. He had no one to talk to. When we got to the aquarium, Miss Mackle and I were line leaders. We were led to class, into the building, and into the room with the big tropical fish tanks. Oh, you know where I wanted to go this summer? SeaWorld. But it's so expensive. Who can afford it? I can't. Just when I was looking at the upside-down catfish, Harry said, "Do you want to be partners?" I gave him a look. "I wouldn't be your partner in 1,000 years. "I'll wait," Harry said. When I was through looking at the upside-down catfish, I said, "I thought you were partners with Song Lee. She's with her 2 other friends, Mary and Ida. They're going to sit 3 on a seat on the way home. I wouldn't be your partner in 100 years, I said. "I'll wait," Harry said. At lunch, everyone sat at picnic tables. I sat next to Sydney. That was when a bee landed on my jelly sandwich. I didn't move. Sydney screamed. Harry grabbed his paper cup and trapped the bee on my bread. Then he took the sandwich with the cup on top of it and walked it to the trash can. Harry dropped the bee inside the can and closed the flap. "Some jerk is gonna get a big surprise once he opens this," he said. Then Harry offered me half of his sardine sandwich. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the poor bee. Whoa. Those are big fish. "No thanks," I said. "I can't eat the sardines now. They look too much like the fish in the aquarium." Harry stared at his sardine sandwich. He looked sick. He ran to the trash can and threw it in. That's when Harry got his big surprise. Oh my gosh. The bee. The bee was following him. Look at his face. Oh. The bee flew out of the trash can and stung Harry on the cheek. Ooh. Have you ever been stung by a bee? I got stung when I was 7, I think, on the finger. It hurt. Oh my goodness, it hurt. Boy, did Harry yell. I felt bad for him. Miss Michael got out the first aid kit and put something on Harry's bee sting. You know what's good for that? Garlic. You mash the garlic and put it on there. When it was time to go, Harry got on the bus first and sat in the back seat by the window, alone. Poor thing. Look at his cheek. Let's see if I can zoom in. You see the little dot right there? Oh, I feel bad for that guy. As I walked up the bus aisle, Sydney moved over. Want to share a seat with us, Doug? You don't want to sit with a canary, Harry? That's when I made a face. Don't call Harry a canary. And I went over and sat down next to Harry. You don't think I'm a jerk? He asked. I shook my head. He did try to help me. He got stung because of me. I reached into my lunch bag and handed Harry my last chocolate chip cookie. Thanks, pal, he said. He ate every crumb. Harry isn't always horrible, just once in a while. I like that ending. The end. The end of the book. I think it's getting bigger. His cheek. With some garlic on it. Oh, guys. So, like I said, Harry, Horrible Harry in Room 2B by Susie Klein. I really like that. And I think they have more, but I don't know if they're like that. Like they have little chapters, and I like it though. It's different. Did you like it? But yeah, oh yeah, it says Song Lee and the Hamster Hunt. There's some about, oh my gosh, there's a bunch. Look, this is the list of Horrible Harry. So let me know if you like it. I'll get some more of those. It was interesting. Hope you liked it. Stay safe. Wear your seatbelt. Always be safe. Sunblock. What else? Stay safe. Helmet. We didn't never use helmets when I was riding a bike when I was little. And you know what we had? Metal slides. You talk about hot. And in order to go down, if you had shorts, we had to pour water on it. First to cool it down because it was so hot. And second, because you couldn't slide with shorts. You would get stuck and then get that heat on your thighs. And oh, you guys are so blessed to have all these new things that they have out there. And we didn't have all those games that you play. I don't know how you can play like that. I play PlayStation. I'm good at PlayStation. I play all the Lego. I like the Lego ones because they're not as how do you call how do you say? See, that man is getting stuck in my head. Violent, yeah. I don't like violent games, so I play the Lego games. But give me a few days to see if my head will get better. Although it's supposed to rain, oh my gosh. But I'll be back with, oh, let me show you what I got before I go. I got this one, Roscoe Riley Rules. Never glue your friends to chairs. And then I got Mrs. Picture Day, Super Duper Royal Deluxe. So I got these two. They're a little bit thicker, especially Roscoe Riley Rules. It's got a few chapters. I got the same pictures in black and white. And let's see, Mrs. got color, but it looks more like if I can remember that, muñequito, like cartoons on the newspaper, which you probably don't even know what a newspaper is anymore. Never mind, I'm gonna go. I'm blabbing. All right, have fun, be safe. You don't have to do homework. How awesome! Unless you're taking summer school, which is okay because I love school. I was thinking of going myself back to school, but then my brain is not the same, so I don't know. Wish me luck. The head is driving me crazy.